Welcome to day 169. It is 2 o'clock. I literally have spent all day at my desk. I got up around 8:15. Got my coffee. Brushed my teeth, got my coffee, immediately sat down. I edited day 167, got that uploaded today. And then I uploaded day 168. Or I edited day 168, and then I've just been reading for hours. But I finished editing, I would say around, realistically, 12:30-ish. Ate a little something, got more coffee, and then have been reading. But it is Father's Day now, so, well, today, I shouldn't say now, but my sister's going to be here shortly to pick me up. And then we're going to go pick up my dad, and then we're going to go to my sister's boyfriend's father's house. He's got this little bar area that we're going to hang out at and that for a little while. And then come back home. I'm going to cook a bunch of chicken tonight, just so I have it throughout the week. Because I just realized I need to start feeding myself properly. I'm not eating enough, and I think that's why I've been feeling a little lightheaded and just shitty at these lifts, to be honest. I've just been eating things like those yogurts and fruit, and I haven't really been eating as much meat and protein as I would like, and as much carbs. It's just been which fruit has a lot of carbs, but not like a rice type carb, you know. But I've just been pretty much eating watermelon, strawberries, grapes, apples, bananas, yogurt, and shit like that. So I'm going to start, incorporating more just chicken and rice, ground beef and rice, and more meathead type, bodybuilding type shit. Just so I feel a little bit better. But yeah, nothing really else more to say. I don't know really how this video is going to turn out today, just because I'm going to be so busy, and I've been so busy this morning. But I will say it has been very nice to be able to read this morning. I just sat and read for about an hour and a half. A little less than an hour and a half. And just been chilling. Working, but chilling, So, alright, I'll check back in at some point, and probably not until after we hang out with my dad and all that, and until I'm cooking some chicken later. So those clips you saw were from yesterday. I think it's only one clip, to be honest. I don't fully remember, but I think I only recorded one clip. But I did go to my sister's boyfriend's dad's, and my dad came there, and we had a lot of fun. We went undefeated on this game where you put a bottle on top of a pole and throw a frisbee. I forget the name of the game, to be honest, but me and Colin, my sister's boyfriend, went undefeated. Competition was pretty stiff, too. It was pretty stiff comp, if I do say so myself. Totally wasn't some older guys and majority women. It was definitely, our aged males for sure. But nonetheless, competition's competition, and we fucking carried that shit. We ran the courts, some would even say. But I came home. I didn't go home till I don't know, probably 10:30, 11. And so then I just came home, showered, went to bed. I fucking was just like, let me get to bed because I had work today. Because it was Sunday night, obviously. So I figured I would do add something to this fucking video. Not just make it be a one fucking clip video that's I don't even know how long it was. I don't even fucking remember it, to be honest with you. I heard something in a podcast today that I want to touch on a little bit, to try to add a little bit of value or something to this, Let me just find it. So, it's called Prevalence, Induced Concept Change. I'm not going to go into super grave detail about it, just because I may plan on making a video that's kind of just solely focused on this, because I found this very interesting. So, it's on the Andrew Huberman podcast, and it's podcast number, it says recent one today, with Michael Easter, his name is. So, he talks about, called Prevalence Induced Concept Change. I have it written down here, I forgot. I said it 40 times today too while I was working in my head, but I had a fucking refresh on what it was. I kept saying Prevalence Induced Concept Base. not change. So, I don't know. I don't know why I kept thinking base, but prevalence induced concept change. So what is this? This guy, he didn't state the dude's name, ran a study, and this dude went to Brown. So what he did was he took about 800 people and he showed them threatening and non-threatening faces. And then he showed them ethical and unethical papers, and they had to decide what face was threatening, what face was not threatening, what paper was ethical, what paper was not ethical, right? And they kept doing this and doing this and doing this, and over time they slowly started to pull back and take out the threatening faces and the unethical papers. And what they were finding, you would think, okay, say out of 100 faces on the first round, 10 of them were threatening, right? And not so say that the students said 10 of those faces were threatening and 90 were not. And that's what they presented them with. So they're like, okay, that's accurate. Now, second time around, they made 3 faces threatening, 97 not. It still came back as 90-10. And we'll use bigger numbers. So first we'll say 50-50, right? The first round is 50-50. And then the second round, they did 75-25, but the students still said 50-50. And then they could have did 80 and 20. So 20 threatening, 80 not threatening. Well, the students were still saying 50 threatening, 50 not threatening. And what they notice is that this prevalence-induced concept changes, and same thing that goes with the papers, the ethical and unethical papers, is as humans, as we progress and as we're faced with less challenges, these students started to look into like faces that otherwise in the first round would have passed as not threatening. They noticed little minute things that like, oh, he's threatening, she's threatening, whatever. This paper's unethical because of this one word. So what he's stating is like over time we're exposed to less threatening things and less challenges overall. And so you would think, okay, life would be more peaceful and great, awesome. But his thing is your tolerance becomes so low and that you actually start to look into things and try to find problems. I thought that was very interesting because you would think, oh, as time goes on, life gets easier. Mentally, it should be easier. We shouldn't have to worry as much. But he's just saying, like, as humans, when it's that simple, we start to curate shit in our fucking brain. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I'm going to maybe make like a whole video on it. But that's my little tidbit to make this video somewhat interesting and not just me sitting down saying, I'm going to Father's Day and then fucking never pulling the camera back up. But I'm about to read, so I will talk to you guys in the next one. If you haven't yet, go check out yesterday's video. It's one of my favorite videos I've uploaded in a long time. It was a lot of fucking fun to make and edit and that. Some good laughs. But, alright, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.